Okay, I think it's been like 6 months since I last did a video on the Ragley Hardtail / Enduro fun build. I got Nathan with me today. Probably seen him in a Santa Cruz chameleon video. Depends on which one comes out first. Probably this video.
Yeah.
So you'll see Nathan again.
I'll see you later.
But Nathan is like my bike genius. Smarter than me in bikes. I just happen to have fun. It's a hobby. Nathan's like, he's worked in it. You know, used to be a bike tech.
I keep him in line.
Yeah. So we're gonna tackle finishing the Ragley in one video, and this is hopefully the last one putting it together.
Yeah.
So Nathan's gonna be working on getting pedals and saddle put on. I'm gonna start trying to get this cockpit a little bit set up so we have something. So shifter there, and then what I'll do is you're probably using the exact Allen key that I had before. I'll get my little multi-tool and use that. Oh shoot!
What'd you do?
It won't come out. It got stuck in the tool. Now it's stuck in my wrench. Well, it's gonna be. You're gonna be the star of this segment now.
Apparently.
Because it literally won't come out. It's jammed. So I was trying to get this out of my multi-tool because it was torqued in, and now it's stuck in this wrench. So that's fun.
You said you still got another option.
I got it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just got a
Nice.
nifty little multi-tool. I got my GT grade. Let's get it tight enough to swivel. With some of my free Santa Cruz grips. There we go. I really like the little cable clamps they have on the Ragley.
Yeah, that's really nice. It's really easy to work on.
It's a real shame this bike brand doesn't exist anymore. Darn giant venture capitalist run companies. Countries, I mean, that's probably valid too. But a bag of tricks, aka bag of. If you don't have a bag of just random hex keys, like, do you even work on things? Oh, so good.
It's a nice sounding head.
He said, the posted a reel. I was like, you don't even need a timber belt anymore. You just got this giant clanking ratchet.
Yeah.
So here, this is the Lewis LHP U4, which is going to be going on the Ragley in black. And if you want to pick up these brakes, you can go to my website, atlas.bike, and pick yourself up a set of LHTs, LH4s, LHP U4s, but these are a CNC 17 millimeter piston, just fully adjustable brake. I'll have more videos on these in the future, but if you want to get some yourself, I'll have links in the description and also a card that you can click on. Now, I will say it is a little annoying with the Lewis brakes to do a clamp because it's a two-piece clamp, so you need 3 hands. So it is important to note if you're using a matchmaker from Lewis with your brakes, there is a longer screw that goes in the bottom of the clamp for the matchmaker.
Yeah, they need to turn that into a hinge.
Yeah, the first versions were.
Really?
They went to a 2-piece clamp, and then they went to this system. There was a hinged version though.
Interesting.
Back in the day of early Lewis.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Pretty much. And these clamps are actually a low torque clamp design because it's a 2-way clamp, so it's 2 to 3 Newton meters if I remember correctly.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that low.
So it's pretty low. The one thing I don't like is Lewis doesn't include hardware like bolts for post mount. So I'm gonna ask them about including stuff like that with their kits.
All right.
You don't want it. You don't want to leave it like this.
No, don't you dare, Bryce.
Well, what if I need? What if I need extra layer and I don't want?
You're the dealer.
What-
You can get more of
What
this.
if I get in a crash and then it's here, but then I can shorten it like.
Don't listen to him.
What if I?
He's a bad influence.
On this bike, I have a Hunt Enduro wide setup, and Nathan's going to be putting on some 180 and 200 millimeter Lewis rotors, which are 2.3 millimeter thick, like
Big
chonky boys. And
I mentioned this in the other video, but they got this black coating on all of the basically cut surfaces of the rotor to help prevent it from rusting. Keeps it looking nice.
yeah, I like them.
I do too. Yeah, this is not a light rotor. I'll say that
Oh no,
much.
it's it's the Enduro of rotors.
Yeah.
I will not be using Matchmaker with these because I cannot. Because as of now, Lewis does not have a iSpec EV adapter, but also my shifter is not even iSpec EV, so even if they did, I wouldn't be doing it. Two clamp design here, so there's two clamps. You do a trick like that, but you have to kind of get it on here just right, and you have to hold it while holding it like this with these screws in your hands because you need to use them.
Yeah.
And then you get this one in here, but then underneath, you also need to get a bottom one in, like this, which is very long. That goes into the bottom. Then and only then, you can clamp down your brake. That's the design of the two clamp. It's non-hinged, two different separate clamps, but in this design, they used to have a hinged version of this, from my knowledge, but they moved away from it. Wait for the airplane behind me to finish flying. It sucks about living by an airport. Airstrip, I gotta teach some. There's everybody be flying. What's hard to do is trying to get Matchmaker, which goes into this bottom bolt, and then this done, and this all correct and lined up. But I guess the idea of this type of clamp is it's very minimal torque needed. 2 to 3 Newton meters is what they suggest on the bolts, and that is less stress on, I guess, like something like carbon bars. But I don't know. That's just their justification for it. I'm just the guy installing it. I am going to tell my rep that I need to make sure they get some stuff so we can do Shimano EV, because Shimano EV is the newest Shimano mounting. Now, what kind of sucks is you need to move your shifter in order to tighten this bottom bolt on this clamp. It's right there. I can see it, but I can't tighten it. So that's just giving you some reference if you want to do this brake system yourself of how to position and tighten these two-piece clamps. Nathan is over here using our patented wall wheel tightening technique. And you just lean into the tire as hard as you can with your chest and then torque it.
It works.
But these are the Hunt Enduro wides with the Lewis 2.3 millimeter rotors.
Said this in the Santa Cruz video, but Lewis makes it nice because on your bolts here, they have them labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that way you start at 1, then go to 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, so you get a nice even torque.
Yeah. No weird resonances here.
Apparently not. At least they better not be. So went through and torqued them all down. Now I'm just gonna run through one last time.
So Nathan has the front wheel all set up, rotor ready. We'll figure out what post mount we need for the caliper once we get this guy in here, because I don't know what this fork has on it. It is a 36, so there's a good chance it could only need a 20. Okay, so I don't know if I'm just going to cut directly to this, include all the other stuff or not, but we changed up the rotor game here. So I had a little bit of conflict with some bolts that I had and some adapters for these and this fork. So what we've done is we just went ahead and went to a 220 front on this. So Lewis 220 front on this overbuilt
Very
hardtail.
Hardtail.
And then to a 200 in the rear, which is also very much overbuilt, but very like, let's just do it.
Upside
200 rear, 220 front. It's very oversized. This bike will never ever use this amount of brakes in its life, probably. And if it does, I am probably dead. But yeah, so we went ahead and switched over some rotor sizes, swapped some adapters around. We're using a 40 millimeter in the front, and then the 20 in the rear? No, 40.
It'll be 40.
I'm doing a 40 in the rear as well. So yeah, that's just a big update that we've done. We sat here and scratched our heads a little bit. We're like, this is not going to work with the bolts that we have. So we just upsized the rotors and went overkill mode, because when you can, why not? Gosh, I'm so out of place now. What do you do?
Well, we can.
We need to still finish up.
Let's get the adapter on the rear,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe let's do a break for a second. Then let's do our shifting. We'll get our cable and housing.
Get the shifter. We still need to do a dropper, but probably maybe do the dropper routing last, because we need to take the whole seat post out and do all the other.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather keep this in there now.
Yeah.
We have it holding the bike, and I don't want to clamp the frame because I hate doing that.
We'll do dropper first last.
But yeah, sick. It's gonna be insane.
Very much indeed.
And now looking at, I don't like the red pedals on this because it doesn't match at all. But it was what was in stock.
Yeah.
So
Black pedals
black
will
pedals.
probably be the safest.
Yeah. Shifting adapter. We have next steps. Shifter housing done. We got it roughly tuned. We'll have to adjust tension and stuff a little later probably. Tighten this up. Nathan has a deadline.
So we are working.
You're working right to it.
We're on the wrong side of the thing.
Womp. It's easy to remove it's easy to remove the caliper.
Yeah, you don't want the hose on the outside. You want it on the inside of the thing.
So, moving on, put some pads and calipers. I have some sintered Lewis brake pads. GP40s for the LHPs. So, these will not rattle when they have it in there, because the pad springs are quite strong. Oh yeah, it's very tight.
tight.
They're like the stiffest pad like retainer springs I've ever seen.
No, for your axle. You got to tighten the axle before.
Okay. I was like, what are you trying to tell me?
Sure. I'll give it a shot. What is it? Oh dear. That's a milk. Oh, toffee? Europeans may not be nice, but they got the chocolate. We love you, Europe. Promise. Thank you.
Thank you. I did not take that was bracket. We were
Last wish of the night, please.
I'll put this tire on another time. There's like a hair gap. From left to right.
Dang it. You wanted beefy 2.3 rotors.
I might be able to get rid of that little pad and rotor variance with like a hard bed in. I don't know.
Start with that. Like I'm basically chasing it like you are at this point. This bike is the most complete it's ever been.
Yeah.
Not much has changed. Hey.
So right at the spaghetti.
I mean,
I want you to at least ride it before you have to go. This is tight. This is tight. That should be tight. Too tight.
we gotta set it down and do the bars.
Yeah. They're whack. Look at that.
Look at that.
Those bars do seem rolled back a little bit.
Look at that. That nice mess that we are going to fix.
Yeah, this is still a nice one. It's the Jaguar.
So people, if your bike shop bike looks like this,
Yeah.
fix it.
Yeah. Take it back.
Yep.
You should not get a new bike that looks like that. Are you guys still watching? Is this thing rolling? Yeah.
Dude, that's the biggest rotor I've seen.
This is the only hardtail in existence with a 220.
Probably.
But yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, that is.
And once we get everything else, just get that cleaned up.
Mm-hmm.
This thing probably needs some new tires, black pedals.
Be ready for Tuesday's ride.
Be ready for Tuesday ride, yeah.
That wheel is definitely far out in front of you. That's for sure. But that is going to be a very stable ride. Yeah, once we get everything, like the grips, twisting the grips kind of made me nervous a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
We did not tighten those now that I think about it. They just went on.
Yep. Do the grips, get that seat. Honestly, we can probably slam it like quarter inch more.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think it might have hit the bend, so
Oh, yeah.
it was slightly long for me, but it's not a huge problem.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing is going to rip. I think we need to do Vortex, like the full Vortex loop.
Yeah.
I think this will be awesome on it. Yeah, adjust that seat a little bit.
You
But
don't like the rocket ship?
yeah,
Yeah, it's not bad.
not bad at all.
Okay, gotta fix the spaghetti, do some little touches, but I think she's golden.
And your dropper routing.
Dropper routing, yes, that's important.
Yeah.
Grips, dropper routing, tubeless.
Yeah. Spaghetti.
Bed the brakes, spaghetti.
Yeah, they quieted down. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, that sounds
Like
pretty
made
good. Like
Just
one
a slight
kick.
rub.
Yeah.
So. Sweet.
Nice. Well, learned a lot.
Yes. That's for sure. So our next bike that we do, I guess this just means we have to do, 220 front, 200 rear rotors on
On every bike.
every bike.
So the gravel bike will be getting 220 front, 200 rear. We're going to cut the frame on the
Yep.
rear to make it fit.
We have to cut the fork.
Yeah, we're going to cut everything.
Everything gets cut.
I'm putting a 170 travel on the gravel bike.
Heck yeah.
I'm going to somehow make that fit and work.
Make it a park bike.
But yeah, cool. Well, I don't want to keep you too much longer.
Yeah.
You got to go. I'll probably tinker with this a little bit more tonight.
Yep.
And then off to bed. Yeah, I guess that's the end of the Ragley build. I mean, there's no point in really filming me cleaning this up or doing all the other bits, but a final overview when it's all done, will be worth it. Maybe I'll just put that in this video. Maybe tomorrow we can get some work done. But yeah, that's it. Finally. Only took forever. Nice. Thanks, Nathan.
Peace out.
I appreciate it.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Buy tons of
Buy
brakes.
bikes. Atlas Stop Bike.
Atlas.bike.
You want these.
Sponsored by me.
Yeah, sponsored by guys.
Yeah, so. Yeah, it's a huge rotor. Okay, guys. Thank you for suffering through that video. A very handheld and on the go shooting between me and Nathan, getting this bike all sorted out. I wish we had some better microphones. I have some now, not helpful. But yeah, our whole goal was to just try and finish this bike up and the Santa Cruz behind this in one day. And we got most of that done. I cleaned up some of the spaghetti mess up here in the front. You know, got the shifting dialed in, bedded the brakes. I still need to do like one final bleed on these Lewis LHP4s, but I mean, out of the box without even a bleed on them, they're like, you know, flip you over the bike strong. They're crazy. To go over the bike a little bit with you and like what it has, if this is the first time you coming into this build series video, we have, starting at the cockpit, we have Santa Cruz house grips, then Lewis LHP U4 brakes, a 1-up dropper lever, a Burgtec Enduro stem, then some 1-up carbon bars. Then we have a mixture of Dior and Dior XT on this bike for drivetrain. And then the fork is a Fox 36 Rhythm 150. We have a, what is it, RPP front fender. And then the wheel set is a Hunt Enduro wide 29-inch wheel set with their version 1 or 2, I can't remember. It's like a 60 tooth or something rear ratchet, so super high engagement. The tires, it's just a, what, I think it's DHF, DHR, old setup that I had. I'll probably switch these out for something else. I'm kind of interested in those radial tires that people keep talking about. I think Schwalbe's making them. Maybe I'll check those out. The rotors here is a 220mm front, 2.3mm thick Lewis brake rotor. You know, 420 stainless, super thick, very big. The rear one is a 200, and the reason why we kind of overbuilt this bike with those rotors is because I had some hardware issues, some bolts that I needed that I didn't have. So we just went to a 40mm post mount front and rear and just ran the bigger discs on it. And it kind of fits this bike a little bit, you know, the giant wheels and the 36 fork, carbon bars. It's kind of like this weird Enduro type, overbuilt, ridiculous hardtail. So going down, we got the Ragley Big frame, Fox transfer dropper post. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. If you see my video uploaded a while ago, it's having some issues with it, and it's just, I don't know. I'm not super impressed with it. So I might switch it out for, I don't know, bike yoke, P&W, 1-up. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and service it first, even though Fox recommends you don't do that. There's a bunch of guys on YouTube who's gone over how to do it. At least service the lubrication part of it, not the piston. The saddle here is a WTB Volt. I actually find it very comfortable. I'm used to riding on like a Ergon SM Pro, and I found this to be enjoyable. Going on the crank arms, these are just regular Dior crank arms with a Dior chainring and a Dior chain. And then a Dior cassette, and it has a Dior XT derailleur and shifter. So everything's Dior besides the actual shifter and the derailleur. That's XT. The pedals are P&W composite pedals on here. I like them, I just don't like the color. I would have gotten black ones. The red ones were on sale for 30% off or something like that. And I was like, oh, I'll just grab them and put them on there. I don't like it. It just looks so weird. And I was like, oh, maybe it will match, maybe. Let's see. Especially after you ride them, they look like salmon colored. So I'm just gonna try and get some black pedals to put on there. I'm gonna try and hopefully this year design my own pedal and have it manufactured for Atlas. If you don't know what Atlas is, it's my own brand that I'm building. And right now we're selling parts from other companies, like Lewis Bike has the brake kit you see on this. But I am venturing into designing my own stem and also designing my own pedals. And then, I don't know, who knows what else. If you have some cool ideas, send them my way. Maybe we can collaborate on something and manufacture a cool part. But yeah, I've already ridden this bike twice now, I think, and I really like it. It's really fun. It's pretty slack for a hardtail, not like a Hanzo ESD or anything. And it fits me pretty well. So I think I'm gonna keep it and have it in the stable as the hardtail. I do have a Chameleon back there, but that's my girlfriend's bike. I won't really fit that unless I wanna have like a dirt jump Chameleon. But anyways, I'll digress. I think that's pretty much it for the Ragley Big Owl. I'm sure you'll see it in videos in the future and some upgrades that I do to it. But I'm very impressed and I like it. And I just want to say thank you guys for coming along and watching me build this over the couple videos. I know it's taken a long time. I've been very busy. I've been busy with work and life and, you know, the world. But sweet. I'll be sure to throw in some B-roll shots here of the bike so you guys can drool over it a little bit. And yeah, that's it. See y'all later. Thank you.